Folks, the diabolical downfall of Jay-Z is continuing, and if there's one person that's going to be very, very happy about that, it's Dame Dash, one of the most bitter ex-rivals or current rivals of Jay-Z. They were formerly working together on the Rock, you know, back when Rock was Roc-A-Fella, Roc-A-Ware Records, you know what I'm saying, before it was Roc Nation and the Illuminati for real. It was Dame Dash and Jay-Z against the world. But ever since Dame Dash and Jay-Z fell out, it's been nothing but bitterness, okay? And I'm not trying to say Dame Dash is the best guy in the world, but he is another person that's taken a victory lap now that Jay-Z is basically going to war with the entire hip-hop media landscape. And it's very, very interesting. So I'm going to recap some of the Dame Dash Jay-Z lore in this video, but I want to start here. This is the Roots Picnic freestyle, okay? Obviously, this was very controversial. Billboard said this was the 7th best song of the year so far, all right? You know what I'm saying? Didn't even have a beat, but they're saying it's the best song. And he had some choice words for Dame Dash, okay? Particularly this part of the song where he said, "Another one fumbled his, I wonder how I get the blame. Dude's teeth is tumbling out of their mouth, and somehow I'm the one who done it. There's a murder mystery game. You had a cash cow and thunk it. What? You will pump test. I'm the one who strummed the pain. That hill you can die on is way too much flack that comes from them plains. I'm killing them softly. What's understood doesn't need to be explained," okay? He basically is saying that he is the boss and he is making a mockery of Dame Dash. Particularly this line where he said, "Dude's teeth is tumbling out of their mouth." This was a reference to Dame Dash's teeth literally falling out while on live responding to 50 Cent of all people. And this was hilarious, if you remember this.
Clothing line. I want to see if you're the real deal. Just see if I'm the real deal. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, they tumbling. They are tumbling.
Yeah, talk to him for a second.
What?
Just for a second.
What are you about to do?
All right, nah, it's okay.
At least he got a sense of humor about it, right? He can have a little laugh at his own expense, unlike Jay-Z, who just, you know, Jay-Z just is the most serious man in the game, realistically. He takes everything so seriously by the looks of it. Now, Dame would roast Jay-Z back after the Roots Picnic style freestyle. He would claim that Jay-Z's breath used to stink back in the day, all right? So this Cold War has been fired into action, all right? This is Dame Dash saying Jay-Z's breath used to always stink and smell like cinnamon and doo-doo as he roasts Jay-Z for dissing him during his Roots Picnic freestyle. This is on the Art of Dialogue. Shout out to them, man. This is what he said.
And this is another thing about Jay that I still wonder about, being that he wants to be funny. Jay's breath always used to stink. And you know why? Because for some reason, don't you hate when niggas got bad breath and chew Big Red? It's just cinnamon doodle. Nobody wants to smell that. I hope this nigga's not still chewing Big Red with bad breath on that mic, because that mic must have been stinking. And then he dressed up like a mic.
And he dressed up like a mic is hilarious. Wait a minute. Now we need a picture. He dressed. Hey, Dame said it. All right. He is looking like a mic. He low-key looking like a high quality mic. All right. He looking like he got the most fire quality sound audio. That's hilarious.
This is not the version, Jay. Please make Jay great again. That's the new slogan. Make him great again. I don't want to see this happen. Yo, you gotta admit, when you saw the hair, you was laughing, bro. You knew this is gonna be funny. But who told them? Wait, hold on. But hold on. Who you think told? I want to know who told them to do that and like how they put the wig on. How do you think they did that? Like, don't you think they would have videotaped them cutting it off and it'd been on the video? Dun, dun, dun. It's no more Dookie. What do you call him? Dookie Wick J. That nigga new name is Dookie Wick, boss.
Dookie Wick's crazy.
I don't know how these niggas wasn't cutting this nigga up with them Dookie Wicks.
Dookie Wicks is wild. Now, another interesting lyric from this was obviously where he appeared to reference stabbing that guy Un Rivera. So if you don't know the story, I did a video about this a long, long time ago, but Jay-Z basically stabbed a record exec over a little dispute that they had going on. He said, y'all trying to get under skin? I really get under skin. Ask Un how I'm playing. Obviously, reportedly in 1999, Jay-Z stabbed filmmaker and record producer Lance Un Rivera, literally getting under his skin, all right? So Dame would address Jay-Z's old stabbing case in his new interview, and he would touch on it, and he would allege that it involved Notorious B.I.G.'s girlfriend, Charlie Baltimore. Now, let's hear his explanation.
Absolutely. But me personally, you know, the freestyle was dope, man. You know, I liked it. I know he spoke on that unstabbing incident. You heard about that? He admitted to it?
Another contradiction. I know they was like, damn, we had to play. You wasn't supposed to say that. But being that he brought it up, I'll tell you the story. He stabbed Un over Charlie Baltimore. And what's f***ed up about it is that was Big's girl. So, and no disrespect to Charlie Baltimore, she's a young girl. She was a victim. But Biggie dies, and his best friend manager starts smashing his girl, and then his best friend starts smashing his girl. Do you think that's evil or no?
I mean, if they was best friends, then yeah, that's foul. But I never heard about them being best friends, so I can't say. I know they was cool, but I never heard they was best friends.
I want a direct answer. If Biggie dies and his best friend starts smashing his girl and his other best friend starts smashing his girl and then they stabs him over Biggie, that stab Un over, is that not the corniest shit in the world? Of all the things to get into, to stabbing over a Biggie's girl is crazy. And I had to deal with this dumb shit. So my crew was like, yo, these niggas is corny. They just stabbed the nigga over, and you don't even know. It was a lot of other bullshit behind it. But it's corny. He stabbed I'm going to say allegedly admitted it, over Charlie Baltimore. And that was Biggie's girl. Is that not scumbag shit or not? You're a fan of a nigga that will f his best friend's girl when he dies? This is your man's. Go ask son. They was both hitting it. Pillow talking to each other. And he believing what it was so corny. I was so mad to be in a problem over that. After we just did Hard Knock Life. That's corny, right? It looked like a guy with a stupid afro and no mustache when he's 60 would do some dumb shit like that. That's exactly the type of shit this dude used to do. And I used to have to still pretend he was cool.
Look, he's torturing him, right? But at the end of the day, Dame Dash is like the Baron of bitterness, okay? They're saying Dame just activated the Chatty Patty 2000. Dame pours Dash. He miss Hove, man. Sean Carter. Dame got the nerve to call somebody else a Chatty Patty. They're saying that man with an afro, no mustache. I guess it wasn't corny when y'all was getting money together. All right, he should have been a part of the Player Haters Ball with Buck Nasty. That's a crazy throwback, man. Man, sounds like a convo I had with my drunk uncle at 2 a.m. after a family reunion. Sean Carter. All right. If Crash Out was a person, they passed Charlie around like the barbecue. God damn. It's hilarious. He is hilarious. You got to give it to him. He is funny, man. He should do stand-up comedy. All right, either King Chatty Patty. But Jay-Z and Dame Dash also had a long-running tension over Aaliyah, which obviously was, I was about to say R. Kelly's ex, but really R. Kelly's victim. And, Jay-Z and R. Kelly was like that at a certain point, right? We remember, okay? We know the truth. So basically, Dame would also open up about the Aaliyah situation, right? This is pretty spicy too. This is in a different interview where he would kind of open up about it, basically. But it says, things get spicy between women on a talk show, and Dame Dash after they ask him why he dated Aaliyah after Jay-Z dated him, all right? So this was a while ago, but we're basically just bringing up all of the Jay-Z Dame Dash slander in recent years, and this was less than a year ago back in December. So see what he said.
It's not a guy complex. I want to do an interview.
Dave, you and Aaliyah dated in the 90s.
Yeah, do that.
Where would her career be today?
Astronomical. You couldn't even understand where it would have been.
Wow.
What she was lined up to do. She was doing the Matrix. She had a hindsight and a vision. Again, I know I'm the coolest because she loved me. She told me I was the coolest. I gotta be the coolest.
But you dated her after your artist dated her. You don't think
my artist did not. He was trying her. Everybody put their bid in. I will never. I'm gonna tell you right now. As a man,
he said everybody put their bid in. That's a crazy way to talk about human.
I'm never ever wifing a girl that any of my friends smashed. It's not happening.
So why'd you date her after Jay?
I just told you that. Now you're reading the papers wrong. We all were.
Even if he slept with her, why did you go after her?
I just told you I would never. That should tell you something right there. We were both putting in our bid. None of us had scored. That's how it went. So when we were all trying to get Aaliyah, everybody, that was Aaliyah.
Yeah.
So it wasn't him. Just because he tried and gave flowers and got denied don't mean I can't try and win. Obviously, that's what I'm saying. There must be something attractive about what I'm doing.
But damn, it wasn't just Aaliyah, though. It wasn't just Aaliyah. Allegedly,
I know.
Dame, you went after multiple of his women. Allegedly. And this was from one of the cameramen.
Again, you don't know
allegedly.
You talking about joke, no stupid ass joke that wasn't around? No, he's a liar and he ran. He's a bitch ass nigga to me. Pause. So again, he ran. We had to a fight in Paris. He ran. Stop believing those people. That shouldn't be your source of information.
No.
I don't think you should listen to those things.
It was a question.
I gave you the answer.
Your demise with Jay-Z.
I just gave you the answer. I just said I would never ever wife a girl that my man boned.
That's what you said. He wouldn't do it. So that's what it is.
There it is.
Roc-A-Fella Records. The label was founded in 1994 by.
So look, that got heated right now. I kind of covered a lot of the backstory in a previous video about how Jay-Z allegedly finessed Dame Dash during the whole 2004 Roc-A-Fella split when Jay-Z basically took the Def Jam presidency and Dame was completely pushed out of the company they built. So I'll give you a little recap from a video that I did. But if you want to go and, deep dive this, this video kind of always, picks up the little bit of emotion and does the rounds every time Dame Dash and Jay-Z end up going back and forth. But this is 6 years ago, bro. I can't believe it. Time really does fly. Do you think I look younger? They be saying I'll be looking way skinnier. I think I look a lot healthier now. But yeah, man, this is a little bit of backstory about Dame and Jay's breakup that I did way back in the day. Back in 2019, man.
Dame had been wiling out on people without realizing that Jay had been making moves on his own accord.
Now you're in breach. If you didn't talk to Jay, you're in breach, right or wrong. Y'all use my shit without consulting Jay according to your operating agreement. Right or wrong. I know you didn't talk to Jay about it. Trust me, no one talked to Jay about it.
Memphis Bleek even said on the Drink Champs that he tried to warn Dame that Jay was going at it on his own, but Dame wouldn't listen.
So you was trying to tell him
that, my nigga, you moving too fast.
You wildin'.
Because I'm talking to the big homie, I'm hearing through the pipeline, and Dame, that conversation was on the plane, but I had a one-on-one with everybody and told niggas, man, I see this day coming.
He was trying to keep it together.
Yes.
No, he was like, that's why niggas don't fuck with you, Dame.
And then in 2004, an explosive chain of events took place. First off, it was revealed that Def Jam had bought the remaining 50% stake of Roc-A-Fella from Jay-Z, Dame Dash, and Biggs. This was a deal apparently worth around $50 million with a $10 million cash payout. And at the same time, Leo Cohen, who was a longtime mentor of Jay-Z and president of Island Def Jam, which owned Def Jam, left the company completely to go and run Warner. Leo Cohen was replaced by L.A. Reid, who famously clashed with Def Jam president Kevin Liles, causing him to jump ship and go to Warner with Leo. And this left Def Jam with no president. And at this point, Jay-Z was offered the role of president of Def Jam in a $30 million deal that would pay him $10 million a year over 3 years, but most importantly, a clause that would return all of his Def Jam produced master recordings back to him personally. Now, Jay famously values the ownership of his master recordings. And even way back in 1996, he made it very clear that ownership was his goal.
And I know what I didn't want, I know what I wanted. I wanted full control over my music, you know what I mean?
Okay.
Right.
So you're on the publishing rights?
Everything with the 20% distribution fee. We working on that.
Jay-Z called this an offer that he could not refuse, and he was thinking about the legacy that he could leave to his children when he took it. Jay-Z accepted this package in a deal that would effectively make him Dame Dash's boss, reportedly inviting him out to dinner to deliver the bad news, telling him in pure mafiosa style that it's just business. But as a final gesture of goodwill, Jay-Z offered Dame Dash the full rights to the Roc-A-Fella name in exchange for the master recording of Jay's first album, Reasonable Doubt. But in one final move of cutting off his nose to spite his own stupid face, Dame Dash turned this down. And so since it was recorded before that Def Jam deal, to this day Reasonable Doubt is the last item in Jay-Z's music catalogue that he doesn't own 100% outright. And he's unlikely to ever get his hands back on it because Biggs has said in interviews that he will never sell his share.
I'm never letting go Reasonable Doubt.
You're never gonna sell it?
No.
Why is that?
I mean, that's something I hold dear to my heart.
Dame Dash quickly tried to get a new label off the ground, initially going into...
So basically, right, Jay-Z had been fighting for Reasonable Doubt for years, okay? And basically his whole plan was that he was basically having to take the full rights back in 2031. He was going to have to wait for it to lapse so that he could then take it. It was a whole thing. He took the steps to ensure whoever ends up acquiring Dame Dash's shares will understand what will happen, and eventually it will revert back to him. It says his attorneys notify the courts that once the imprint's ownership ends in 2031, it will all revert to Jay-Z. So Jay-Z really playing the long game, and you got to give it to him, okay? He's smart. He's a bit evil, but he's smart, all right? And he always plays that long game. So I do respect that, okay? But now, all right, in the, the Rock Nation Avengers, as I'm going to call them, all right, as, I'm saying, everybody's been gunning for Charlemagne recently. I basically didn't know that Charlemagne had these weird cases, and after I learned more about him, I just thought, damn, this guy's a real piece of shit. So I've really been holding Charlemagne's feet to the fire, not because of any dislike I have of Jay-Z, even though I think Jay-Z's a little bit weird. He got a lot of weird shit going on. I've done all type of videos about crazy stuff that he's done over the years. But Dame Dash is kind of, throwing his hat into the ring of the Rock Nation Avengers and the battle against good and evil in the media industry, and he has been going after Charlemagne the God. And there's been a few interesting kind of throwback clips of Dame Dash and Charlemagne going at each other's throats that have kind of resurfaced in recent times, and I think it's really interesting. So during his 2025 appearance on The Breakfast Club, Dame basically called Charlemagne out for always having something to say about everyone except Jay-Z. So this has kind of resurfaced recently, and a lot of people have noticed that, like, wait, why does Charlemagne have shit to talk about absolutely everybody in the game, but he never has a word to say for Jay-Z except for, please sir, give me some more. That is all he ever has to say about Jay-Z. Okay, it is quite odd, and Dame Dash called it out. Now, Charlemagne's been bullying the scene with copyright claims and making it so that nobody can criticize him. So you got to be careful. If the following clip isn't in the video, that's why, is because it's Charlemagne and the Breakfast Club are abusing the copyright system to hide the criticism. But hopefully this clip can stay here. I'm going to speed it up and slow it down as I talk. You know what? I'm even going to reverse it so that we can maybe have a small chance at keeping it on screen.
That's fine. I do. I'm not going to lie. After the Puff stuff, let me say this. This is my assessment. I've never heard you say one thing bad about Jay-Z, not one.
He's not in the room. You shouldn't talk about it.
Don't tell me what to do.
You said you shouldn't talk about it.
He does Donkey of the Day on a different person every damn day for years, talking mad shit about everybody, all right? Talk shit about Drake, talk shit about everybody, but if they ain't in the room, you can't talk shit about them. What about Grand Wizard? What about academics, all right? People trying to say that I'm being paid by these guys. I just think right is right and wrong is wrong. You got so much shit to say on the Brilliant Idiots. I don't heard you talk shit about a gang of people. But if we talk about Jay-Z, he got to be in the room for you to say anything about him. And I think if he was in the room, the only thing you would say to him is, "Can I have a new set of knee pads?"
You're interrupting me.
You said you shouldn't talk about men.
You're interrupting me.
Now you're doing the girls.
I know him. I'm giving you an example, right?
You used to know him.
Can I talk? You upset. Can I talk? Can I talk? I've never seen you say one word, because you talk bad about a lot of people, but you never said one time. And you walk around with his face on your chest. Is that a airplane shirt right now?
Paper planes, yeah. I wore CEO stuff.
Can I finish? No, I never seen that. Let me finish.
What you mean?
Let me see.
You gave us
Can I
CEO
talk?
stuff.
Can I land the plane? Let me land the plane.
I can't wait.
Let me land the plane. So I'm thinking to myself, either you got a crush on this man or he's paying you. One or the other. Did you buy that shirt?
Yes.
You went and bought that? They didn't give it to you as much as you say nice things?
To support black business?
I doubt you bought that shirt.
What you mean?
Anyway, so I think you're gay. I'm sorry.
And I think you're broke.
Okay. I think that.
You're kind of gay too.
I think that.
I do have a question.
I think that. And no disrespect to gay. I just think
you're broke.
Like I saw.
And that bothers you so much to get called broke by people.
I got you.
I do have a question.
I'm sure it does.
Right.
Raise your hand if you think Dane's broken. Seriously. See, it's just me and him.
But this is the question though.
Can I make my other announcement?
Yes.
I have a book.
I was talking.
I was talking. You just. I have a book. I want to make another announcement. I have a book there with Simon Schuster.
Congratulations.
So I thought that was very interesting, right? It's like, you only seem to say nice things about Jay-Z. It's now suddenly it's if you're not in the room, you can't talk shit about him. But Charlemagne talks a gang of shit about all type of people. Okay. Now Dame would take things even further. Let's avoid the copyright the copyright reversal, the Uno reverse guard, as I call it. Okay. Dame would take things further when he popped up on the Tough podcast, the TUF podcast, in March 2026, all right? And he would touch on the Charlemagne issue once again. So this was only a few months ago. And in this one, he would call Charlemagne a puppet and basically call him out for having some serious allegations on his name. And again, I just want to make this very clear, all right? This is a bunch of nonsense. People talking about I'm getting paid by Drake. I wish I was getting paid by Drake. But actually, I might do a video exposing Drake in the next couple of days, because I did see something about Drake that was crazy. That I might just throw it out there, because I'm not shilling for anybody. I'm shilling for the truth, all right? And if I find out somebody is up to some fuck shit, I'm going to call it out no matter what. So So Dame did the same thing. He called Charlemagne out for his allegations, and Charlemagne's allegations are disgusting. He's a disgusting individual. It's actually disgraceful. Not just the allegations, but then years and years of jokes about spiking women's drinks. And he admitted that he did the R word to his wife. He admitted it. He talking about, oh, it was different back in that day. What on earth are you talking about?
So you have to understand the way the world works. So whoever owns the newspaper or the radio station has a big influence on what the world thinks, correct?
True.
And right now, podcasts have a big influence on what the world thinks.
This is true.
It's also the way you get data. And people are really still underestimating what data is and how important it is. And Charlemagne is partners with iHeart, which is not from our culture. And the reason, from what I allegedly understand, is because they get the ads for everybody.
It's true.
So now everybody that's in this machine that's being funded by him, if he wants to give messaging, he just says it, because I could tell. And all of them say the same thing. That creates an algorithm. Mm-hmm. It's the same thing they do on the news. So if, like, you ever see those things?
Yeah,
every single thing has the same
They're
messaging?
all,
It's coming from one person. So the more black podcast that Charlemagne empowers, the more control iHeart has over our culture. You have to use somebody from the culture to rob the culture. And his partners are people that have been taking advantage of the dysfunction of our culture for years. How does a gossip guy turn into a politics guy? And by the way, no one mentions all the cases he has. It seems obvious he hates women, but no one brings it up.
He did talk about Spanish Fly. He said it himself.
That's what I'm saying. He said so many suspect things that it seems like he'd be the...
He didn't just talk about Spanish Fly. He talked about slipping it in women's drinks without their consent or knowledge, which is just disgusting and disgraceful, and it's just not condoned.
The perfect person to deceive us, and obviously someone allegedly must have something on him. He has charges. Why would you let someone with charges on the radio? Why would you do that? Why would you let someone that's impaired morally or been accused of that? And again, I don't really know what happened there. And I'm not that guy that does that, but I'm just curious why, if someone has that on their jacket, they have so much influence, such a platform, and the decision making of who they're going to empower to distribute information and fund it. Why would they let a peon allegedly like that do that? That started with Wendy Williams, because he's weak. Look who he defends certain people 100% of the time and never has bad things to say about certain people.
Now, I know you were...
So shout out to TFU podcast, man. I might have said the name wrong earlier, but basically just see Dame calling it like it is, just like I was calling it like it is. I think Charlemagne's cases are gross, and he just seems gross. He does, in my opinion, seem to me, just based on the things that he said publicly, in my opinion, like that he hates women. And, he's joked about slipping things in women's drinks and doing the R word on his wife and, taking the pee from women. It's just gross. It's gross. And I can't condone it. I can't rock with it at all. So Dame has been holding Charlemagne's feet to the fire for his alleged involvement and when he got basically exposed in this whole Times Square casino thing. So this is going around, all right? It's on Academics TV. It says Dame Dash reposted the clip of Roc Nation promoter sponsor Charlemagne the God getting exposed for allegedly having equity in the casino that Jay-Z wanted up in Times Square. Dame called out Charlemagne for speaking on everyone aside from Jay-Z and Roc Nation 9 months ago and hinted there was more to that relationship than Charlemagne presented. Yesterday, Academics exposed Charlemagne for being listed as a promoter/sponsor for Roc Nation under the official New York State Gambling Commission disclosure form. You get the gist, right? You get the gist. So he had a stake in it. And this is kind of just a reminder of what was said. And basically this is Dame Dash basically put in the clip where Waymo accidentally slipped up and let everybody know that his daddy Charlemagne had equity in Jay-Z's casino and didn't disclose
Hey,
it.
Times Square needs it. Times Square needs it.
I don't care what y'all say.
A lot of people don't believe that, though.
Well, I don't believe those people. What other
bright idea they got?
5 years from now, what is Times Square going to look like? Who is going to make this kind of investment in Times Square? When you look at all the benefits that they were going to provide, all the dollars that they were going to provide, where's that money going to come from now?
Charlemagne was not there on the behalf of Jay-Z. Charlemagne was there on the behalf of himself because he had
equity in the casino.
Yes, he was the first to invest in the big and not go through.
But a lot of people don't know that.
Times Square needs it. Times Square needs it. Times Square needs it.
Times Square needs it.
According to FTC endorsement guides, material financial connections between endorsers and companies must be clearly and conspicuously disclosed. Undisclosed equity stakes could constitute deceptive advertising, flugula violations. Both the endorser and the company can face civil penalties, consent decrees, or lawsuits. Simply put, if you own part of a company or stand to make money from it, you have to tell people before you promote it.
You got to tell people, right? If you put something in somebody's drink, you got to tell them. If you're going to, promote a casino online, that, you're going to act like you don't have no stake in, but you actually own part of it, you got to tell people, okay? So Dame would follow that up by reposting my guy, What's the Dirt, who gave Charlamagne the official donkey of the day. He flipped the script on him, okay? What's the Dirt posted it up. He said Charlamagne getting a donkey of the day for being exposed for his name being on the paperwork right there with Alicia Keys from New York, all right? They basically are all shilling Rock Nation and trying to push gambling on the community. Shout out to What's the Dirt. He put him on Donkey of the Day. This is pretty funny. And that is Dame Dash's account promoting What's the Dirt put out there. Charlamagne is really the Donkey of the Day. I can't wait for the next episode of The Brilliant Idiots. Is he gonna address it, or is he gonna go into hiding? I wonder. I actually do wonder. I'm curious. Okay, I'm curious. As Pooh Shiesty would say, I'm curious. Okay. Dame Dash reposting What's the Dirt, giving Charlamagne Donkey of the Day after academics expose Charlamagne for being listed as a promoter / sponsor for Rock Nation under the official New York State Gaming Commission disclosure form. It's bad. Okay, it's bad. So, look, all right, I'm just calling it how it is, okay? I might do a video calling out Drake for some nonsense. I really don't care who you are, where you're from, what affiliations you got. If there's something going on that I don't respect and I don't like, I'm going to call it out. It just is what it is. That's just what's going on. That's just what's going down. I don't care. Okay, I'm not... people acting like I'm being paid by Drake. People talk about paid by Drake. If Drake wants to pay me for some shit, go for it. But I don't think he will pay me for anything after I post the next couple things. And if you don't remember people talking about I got paid by Drake, I got a whole documentary on my main channel right now about Drake's gang ties. And I know Drake's crew is not feeling that, all right? I'm just going to remind you, okay? I'm just going to remind you, Drake's not feeling this, all right? Drake ain't feeling this, all right? Drake's not happy. All right, I got some pro Drake stuff. I got some anti Drake stuff. I've done a lot of stuff. I've done why did he slap Drake? Why people think Drake killed X? How Drake got played by Georgia Smith and J-Lo. All right, I just call it exactly how I see it. I've got Pusha T smoking on Drake nonstop. All right, people want to talk about you getting paid by Drake. Go fire up one of my old videos where I'm making a mockery of Drake. In fact, I've got one of the most scathing Drake videos. Let me see if because it might got taken down for some copyright shit. But I did one of the most go watch this video. I basically say that Drake's Jeffrey Epstein. All right, I say that Drake painted his airplane like the clouds so people couldn't see him flying around with the miners. All right, and that was 6 years ago. It was all jokes. I was just cracking jokes. Okay, but like the me on Drake's payroll allegations are hilarious. Okay, if Drake wants to forget about all the nasty shit I said about him and put me on a payroll, that's not really how it works. I'm not going to take that. But anyway, it is what it is. Okay, I will see you guys in the next video. I've got a whole bunch of topics that I want to get into today. I feel like I've been slacking on the topics the past few days, but I've got a bunch of things that I want to get into. There's actually quite a lot going on over the last 24 hours. Some of it's super random. So stay tuned. Appreciate everybody that's been watching, supporting. It means the world to me. We've got a lot of good stuff coming. I've got crazy stuff coming. Like, I feel like I've low-key been behind the scenes just putting chess pieces in place, and I feel like the next few months you're going to see some legendary content from me and my team. Thank you for your support. See you in the next one, guys. I'm out. Peace.